Good evening. My name is Laura Maxey, and I'm one of the commissioners on the Alameda County Human Relations Commission. I've dedicated my career to ensuring underrepresented communities have the resources they need. This is why I'm proud to be with you tonight as we celebrate 5 organizations that are doing amazing work in the community. On behalf of my co-host, Commissioner Royal Roberts, I'd like to welcome you to our 5th annual Excellence in Human Relations Awards. Unfortunately, due to these difficult times and the COVID-19 pandemic, we can't be with you in person tonight, but we still wanted to celebrate organizations that are transforming the areas of healthcare, mental health, homelessness, hunger, workforce development, early childhood education, and racial and economic equity. Now I'd like to turn it over to Commissioner Roberts.
Thank you, Commissioner Maxey, and thank you so much for the work that you do in the community. Good evening. My name is Royal Roberts, and I too serve as a commissioner on the Human Relations Commission and also serve as the secretary. I would like to thank you for being here this evening for such a special event and to thank those organizations who do so much in our county and in our communities. At this time, I would like to turn the program back over to Commissioner Maxey so she can introduce our first keynote speaker of the evening.
Thank you, Commissioner Roberts. Our keynote speaker tonight needs no introduction. He's our champion in the state legislature, fighting for issues such as immigration, healthcare, and criminal justice reform. Please welcome from District 18, Assemblymember Rob Bonta.
Hey everyone, I'm Assemblymember Rob Bonta, and I'm proud to represent the great Alameda County communities of Oakland, Alameda, and San Leandro in the California State Assembly. I'm also proud to be the first Filipino American to serve in the state legislature and to be entering my 9th year in the state assembly. During that time, I've always prioritized helping underserved communities, helping the vulnerable, the voiceless, the disadvantaged, the forgotten and overlooked. I learned this from my parents. My father, Warren, marched in the Deep South with Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. As young parents, my mother and father worked and lived at the headquarters of the United Farm Workers of America. They worked alongside Cesar Chavez and Dolores Huerta. As a small child, our family lived in a trailer, just a stone's throw away from Cesar Chavez's home. I strongly believe that California's farm labor movement is one of the greatest social, racial, and economic justice movements ever. Later, my mother worked with the People's Power movement to restore democracy and end the abusive, dictatorial regime of Ferdinand Marcos in the country of her and my birth, the Philippines. In the legislature, I've focused on reforming our criminal justice system, ending California's legacy of mass incarceration, breaking the schools to prison pipeline that so many children in our communities suffer from. I've stood up for tenants and co-led the successful effort to stop unjust evictions and rent gouging. I've stood with our dreamers and all immigrant communities. I passed laws to ban for-profit private prisons and detention facilities, prevent human trafficking, and help survivors. And I'm continuing my work to combat California's unfair, unsafe, and unjust money bail system. This system is fundamentally broken and bases a person's liberty on the size of their wallet. The jailhouse door should never swing open and closed based on how much money you have. That is not justice. And there are new paths to progress that we are pursuing to right this wrong. Nothing less than justice is on the line here. Fighting for underrepresented communities is also exactly what the Alameda County Human Relations Commission does. You help all of our community members thrive and live free from discrimination. You celebrate the beautiful mosaic of unique diversity in this wonderful county we call home. Thank you for all of your work and for your commitment to fair treatment and inclusion. You represent the highest ideals and qualities in each of us. I'm proud to celebrate with you and recognize the awardees being honored tonight. I know each one of you shares the same values to uplift and empower community members who are facing difficult challenges. You are hardwired to help your neighbors. It is in your DNA. I appreciate you. I've had the honor of getting to know many of you over the years, and you should each be filled with pride for what you've accomplished and for what I know you will continue to accomplish. We appreciate you, we admire you, and we honor you. Congratulations, and thank you for making our communities stronger and better.
Thank you, Assemblymember Bonta, and thank you for the work that you do for us in Sacramento and in our county. I now have the distinct honor and pleasure of introducing a speaker from an organization that is near and dear to my heart. The Martin Luther King Jr. Freedom Center was founded by then Assemblywoman and now Congresswoman Barbara Lee and other Oakland and East Bay activists. The Freedom Center is currently led by Dr. Roy Wilson and Dr. Karen Bulkey, and they help young people become their best selves by changing their conduct, their character, and their consciousness. At this time, please welcome Ms. Karen Rojas.
Warm greetings to all. My name is Karen Rojas. I'm a senior in high school and a member at the Martin Luther King Jr. Freedom Center. The Freedom Center is honored by your invitation to join you in this community building celebration. We thank all the commissioners on the Human Relations Commission for your dedication and hard work to preserve human rights and to create environments where all can thrive and become their nobler selves. Congratulations to the awardees of the Excellence in Human Relations Award. Today, I would like to share some thoughts that stem from our work at the Freedom Center. Humanity is experiencing a deep awakening. In every nation, people are struggling, not just to survive, but to seek answers as to why so much injustice and evil continues to exist. Humanity has been struggling with this essential question: how can we better care for one another? And together, how can we best care for the planet? On the Human Relations Commission, you are wrestling with identifying the commonalities and differences between the concepts human relations and human rights. Human relations refer to individuals and their treatment at work, school, other organized structures, and services provided by government or with government funds. Everyone who has a job, for example, has access to laws governing human relations at that worksite. But certainly, those without a job have no legal claim to just and fair human relations. And their joblessness is a violation of Article 23 of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, which states everyone has the right to work, to free choice of employment, to just and favorable conditions of work, and to protection against unemployment. We have a right to human rights education. Article 26 states education shall be directed to the full development of the human personality and to the strengthening of respect for human rights and fundamental freedoms. As we observe our human rights, we promote the right kind of human relations, one that encourages an inclusive consciousness. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. said, "It is no longer merely the idealist or the doom-ridden who seeks for some controlling force capable of challenging the instrumentalities of destruction. Many are searching. Sooner or later, all the peoples of this world, without regard to the political systems under which they live, will have to discover a way to live together in peace. As long as we wrestle with achieving peaceful human relations and honor our human rights, it will give us more energy and understanding of the struggle. Education can change lives. It has the power to break the cycles of injustice. Honoring our human rights dignifies us as a people. Recognizing our own rights can change lives. Article 26 also states education shall promote understanding, tolerance, and friendship among all nations, racial or religious groups, and shall further the activities of the United Nations for the maintenance of peace. We need something like a freedom charter that explicitly states our purpose as a society is to care more humanely for each other. Dr. King worried about whether or not the American people could demonstrate the maturity that humanity needs of us. He said we live in an unforgiving society. When a person is executed by the death penalty, society has proven to be unforgiving. When a mother has a child in her teenage years, she is shunned because society does not know how to forgive. We must learn how to go beyond our addictions to personal electronic devices. We must overcome many distractions that come from pain and that come from pleasure. To care and commit to a life of compassion requires of us more reflection, more curiosity, more love, and more hope. This year, we have the opportunity to let our light shine. We can get rid of darkness. Light can do that. We can get rid of hate. Love can do that. And we can get rid of cruelty because compassion can do that. We can do the next right thing. Humankind has the resources. We can provide food for all. We can provide housing for all. And we can provide jobs for all. If we have the will, we have the way. Thank you.
Thank you, Karen, for those uplifting words, and thank you for all the work you do with the Martin Luther King Jr. Freedom Center. At this time, I would like to transition the program over to our supervisors. First, I would like to introduce our newest supervisor from District 1, the Honorable David Halbert.
Hello, I'm Alameda County Supervisor David Halbert, and I have the pleasure of introducing you to my good friend Moina Sheikh. Moina, whose work through her Meet a Muslim program has gained local, state, and national attention. Moina has always been passionate and dedicated to her faith and her community. This story truly defines excellence in human relations. Moina Sheikh is a Muslim born in Pakistan, and she was deeply impacted by the mass shooting that took place in San Bernardino in 2015. After this terrorist attack, Moina decided that she wanted to reach the people who had never met or spoken to a Muslim before. Her idea was to sit in a coffee shop, invite people to join her, and start a conversation. She called this Meet a Muslim. So she placed an ad in the local newspaper, where she was once told by the paper, be prepared for no one to show up. So she brought her laptop and planned to do some work if that's what happened. But oh, how the newspaper advice was wrong. When she arrived at the coffee shop ahead of schedule, there were already 20 people waiting there. And by the time it was over, she spoke with over 100 people. This open dialogue, education, and informative discussions have called for many other events and speaking invitations for Mona, from schools, mobile home parks, and senior living facilities. Meet a Muslim program has been very successful, and Moina Sheikh has been a prominent and active member of the City of Fremont, where she volunteers as a coordinator on the Community Ambassadors Program for Seniors, providing invaluable service to new immigrant seniors who do not speak English. Moina also is the founder and president of the American Muslim and Friends Democratic Club, and she serves as a commissioner for the City of Fremont's Historic Architectural Review Board, and is a former commissioner of this commission, the Alameda County Human Relations Commission. For all of these reasons and many more, I could not name within this time allotted, Moina Sheikh in 2019 was inducted into the Community Service category of the Alameda County Women's Hall of Fame. Once again, I'm County Supervisor David Halbert, and I am extremely proud of Moina Sheikh and all her work in Alameda County, and congratulate her as the recipient of the 2021 Alameda County Human Relations Commission Award for Excellence. Congratulations, Moina.
Hi, my name is Moina Sheikh, and I'm the founder of Meet a Muslim Conversations. I'm very humbled and honored by this recognition. I have been a community activist for the past 2 decades. I've been involved in a number of things. I have served on boards of Abode Services, Civic Center for Civic Education, served on city and county boards and commissions, and have been active in the political arena as well. I started doing these Meet a Muslim Conversations about 5 years ago, upon the realization that vast majority of Americans have not met a Muslim. Since 9/11, everybody's life changed, and I think for Muslims even more so. In 2012, there were 6 Sikh men that were killed in Wisconsin. It was a case of mistaken identity. There's a pure Sikh population in Fremont. We had a vigil at Lake Elizabeth. And when I went there, I thought, why do we come together after the fact? Why don't we do something proactively? But I had no ideas in my mind. It was in 2015 when a Muslim couple killed several of their colleagues at a Christmas party in San Bernardino. That's when I decided that I have to do something proactively. I put a small ad in our local Tri-City Voice, and I picked a coffee shop in town, Suju's Coffee, and I went there. Before going there, I just picked up my laptop in case nobody showed up, because Fremont has a huge Muslim population. But you know what? There were over 100 people that came to that event. It really gave me a jump start, and I realized that my fellow Americans are eager to learn. And I wanted to give them a platform where they could come and ask any question, just about anything that's on their mind without offending me. And that was my promise to them, that they can ask me anything, I will not be offended. And I thought that, even people who are aware of Muslim issues, they are also, sometimes they get stuck on questions or comments when family members make them. So I wanted to provide this. My friends came, and they were also, they asked me questions that they wanted to find answers for. So since then, it's been 5 years. I'm very blessed to be living in this community. I have gotten a lot of community support, but I would request that if you belong to a faith community, please invite me to your church, synagogue, temple, your school, college, workplace, at home, anywhere where I could come and educate people to dispel the misconception, misunderstandings, and stereotypes about Islam and Muslims. I want to thank Supervisor David Halbert for nominating me and recognizing me. I also want to thank my husband and my family, without whose support I would not have been able to do anything that I'm doing today. Thank you.
Congratulations, Mona. Now I'd like to introduce from District 2, Supervisor Richard Valle.
Hello, my name is Richard Valle. I'm very privileged and honored to be here on behalf of the Human Relations Commission and Alameda County District 2, which is the area that I represent, to nominate and to speak a little bit about La Familia. La Familia has been around for decades, and they've left their trademark in our community because they do such great work. The reason that we nominated La Familia for this award is because they have so many people, good people, therapists, clinicians, receptionists, greeters, volunteers that work for the community, but a lot of them do their work behind the scenes. They help to maintain and sustain La Familia so that its integrity and credibility is a solid rock for all of the people who are suffering right now from COVID and the health disparities that we see throughout South Hayward and throughout Alameda County. So I want to say that for all of those people who are working behind the scenes at La Familia, we chose you because of your magnificent work, especially in mental health. I wish you all the best, and thank you, Human Relations Commissioners, for doing this on behalf of one of the greatest Latino and multicultural agencies located in the county. I'm very proud to nominate La Familia. Thank you so much.
Good afternoon. I'm Aaron Ortiz. I am the CEO of La Familia. First of all, I'd like to say thank you to the Alameda County Human Relations Commission and also our County Board of Supervisor Richard Valle. Thank you for this award. It's been a tough time for all of us during this COVID-19 crisis that we're all dealing with. But I have to thank all of you, all of our county partners that have been supportive of La Familia in the work that we do. So with that, La Familia, here in our geographical area, we focus around behavioral health. We do community health outreach. We do youth employment and education. We do work around the reentry population as well, and providing them not only employment opportunities, but also intense case management and behavioral health services. And of course, the work that we do around the homelessness with our partnership that we have with FESCO. So like to thank all of our departments within our agency. I don't want to dive too deep and get into the weeds, but they've been our warriors. They've been our frontline healers. They have been the most supportive during this crisis again. And I think that as you continue to see the work that La Familia does in the community, we will focus on areas of social determinants, focus on areas of prevalency, and making sure that we do our bit to really fight against positivity rates, as we're doing with the city of Hayward and the fire department, the Hayward Fire Department. Like to thank all of them for their leadership. And our testing site that we co-manage at SkyWest, we've tested over 60,000 people up to this point in Alameda County for COVID-19. So that's been a blessing that we've been able to provide the community. And we look forward to continue to do that work as we roll out the vaccine. And hopefully La Familia can be part of that partnership and be one of the community health clinics that helps in the community to get that out to the most in need with disparities. So that said, thank you to all of our partners, behavioral health, social services. I can go on, but we cannot thank you enough. We're here to work as a community with you and continue the good fight. Thank you.
Congratulations to La Familia. The Human Relations Commission would also like to congratulate Daily Bowl. Thank you for getting so much food that would otherwise go to waste to communities in need in Alameda County.
Good afternoon. My name is Patty Iyer. I'm from Daily Bowl. We are a food rescue organization from southern Alameda County. Food rescue is kind of a misnomer right now. What we are is we're solving food waste. Food waste is a tremendous problem in this country. Food waste is the third largest greenhouse gas emitter in the planet. 1 in 5 Alameda County residents are food insecure. So what we started to do was to address the food insecurity by solving food waste. And I'm here today with our long-term partners and great collaborators, DSAL, Deputy Sheriff's Activity Lead. I went and recovered some produce today. I have some bananas and potatoes, which are perfectly good, but it's just a little blemish that the store couldn't sell it. So this can be used by the families in need. And this is really what we do. And in this partnership with DSAL, they help us ensure that this gets distributed to families down the line. So we work with a lot of organizations like DSAL and Central Services and everything, and we ensure that residents in Alameda County are taken care of. Our job of Daily Bowl is to ensure there is no food wasted at the production line and the donor side. DSAL helps us channel the distribution down the line, and that's what we are. It's all about partnership. It's all about collaboration. I want to thank the Alameda County, the Human Relations Commission for nominating us, the Board of Supervisors, and actually for everybody else who believes in our mission. We thank you very much for supporting us. We hope you're well. Thank you very much.
At this time, I have the honor and privilege of introducing both my supervisor as well as Commissioner Maxey's for District 3, the Honorable Wilma Chan.
Hi, this is Alameda County Supervisor Wilma Chan. It's my honor and pleasure to congratulate Building Futures and their director, Liz Varela, for the Excellence in Human Relations Award. Liz and her team at Building Futures have been leaders in providing services and supports for victims of domestic violence and for the homeless population. In addition to the shelters they have operated for a number of years, Building Futures has been a leader in the coordinated entry system to house the unhoused, particularly during the COVID emergency. One thing that stands out about Liz and Building Futures, and I hear people say that all the time, is the great respect and dedication of their staff. They make sure that all their clients are treated with dignity. Part of that commitment is ensuring that public agencies and private foundations do our part. I'm proud to be in this partnership with Liz and Building Futures, and again, congratulate them on this special award. Thank you very much.
Hi, I'm Liz Varela. I'm the Executive Director of Building Futures. I want to start by thanking the Alameda County Human Relations Commission for awarding Building Futures and I the Alameda County Excellence in Human Relations Award. We are very honored. Building Futures is a 33-year-old agency based here in San Leandro. We are a homeless housing and domestic violence agency. When I started at Building Futures 28 years ago out of college as a volunteer, we were a much smaller agency. We have spent the last 28 years really meeting the needs of the community around homelessness and domestic violence. Today we offer a 24-hour crisis line for survivors of domestic violence, a DV shelter, DV support groups, homeless shelters for families, winter shelter for folks on the street, housing programs, both short-term and long-term, permanent supportive housing, and coordinated entry hubs in San Leandro, Alameda, and Oakland. I really want to thank my incredible staff. Every day they come to work and give all their heart and to folks that are in crisis to end their homelessness and domestic violence in their lives. I also want to thank my supportive and wise board. I want to spend a few seconds really focusing on thanking folks that live and work in the cities and live in the cities of San Leandro, Alameda, and Oakland. We could not do it without you. Your partnership in ending homelessness and domestic violence city and making our cities a better place to live is incredible. From donating financially to volunteering to making dinners to donating diapers, furniture, we couldn't do it without you. It takes all of us to make our cities and our communities a better place to live for everyone. I also want to thank, last but not least, I also want to thank Supervisor Chan's office. There isn't a time in the last 28 years that I've worked at Building Futures where Supervisor Chan wasn't involved in some way or other. Her staff has always been responsive and helped us meet the goals that we needed to make the community a better place. So I want to thank Supervisor Chan and thank you all for this award. We are honored.
Congratulations to Building Futures, and thank you, Supervisor Chan, for the introduction. I would now like to introduce District 4, Supervisor, the Honorable Nate Miley.
Hi, I'm Alameda County Supervisor Nate Miley, District 4, and the Vice Chair of the Board of Supervisors. I just want to recognize and honor the 2020 Human Relations Excellent Awards that are going to the East Oakland Collective and others. Thank you so very much for your service, and keep up the good work.
Greetings. My name is Candace Elder, and I am the founder and executive director of the East Oakland Collective. We are a 5-year-old grassroots organization that focuses on racial and economic equity work in our beloved Deep East Oakland. That work for us the past 5 years has been in civic engagement and leadership, economic empowerment, neighborhood and transportation planning, and what we are probably most known for is our advocacy, policy, organizing, and direct service work that we do with our unhoused populations that also includes food and housing justice. We have been very grateful to be in this community and to be for and by the people, and been doing this work for the last 5 years. We cannot be able to do the important work to drive racial and economic equity here if it hasn't been for the support of many community members and many officials. We appreciate Supervisor Nate Miley and his office for working with us, for caring about the East Oakland community in his district, and for particularly caring about some of East Oakland's most vulnerable populations that my organization serves. I also want to thank the East Oakland Collective staff, which has recently grown from 2 people now to 15. And definitely want to thank the community for volunteering their time in our food and supply distribution program, donating essentials, whether it's food, whether it's sleeping bags, whether it's tents for our unhoused brothers and sisters, and continuing the fight about how housed and unhoused folks, we can unite and continue to work together to find housing and make sure that in the interim, the resources and the needs are getting met.
Congratulations again to the East Oakland Collective. Now I'd like to introduce you to Supervisor Keith Carson from District 5.
Hi, I'm Keith Carson, President of the Alameda County Board of Supervisors and proud representative of District 5, which includes the cities of Albany, Berkeley, Emeryville, Piedmont, and 1/3 of Oakland. It is my pleasure to introduce our next recipient of the 2020 Excellence in Human Relations Award, the 1951 Coffee Company. The 1951 Coffee Company is a nonprofit specialty coffee organization in Berkeley with a mission of helping refugees, asylees, and special immigrant visa holders overcome the unique barriers they face in seeking and sustaining employment while educating the surrounding community about refugee life and issues. Through their barista program, many barriers are removed from individuals pursuing the financial stability they need to have self-determination. Program participation not only learns how to make a great cup of coffee, they learn English skills, customer service, and workplace expectations and responsibilities. In addition to receiving ongoing support as they embark on their new career path, as a result of innovative work of the 1951 Coffee Company, a positive impact is being made in the lives of individuals who have endured unimaginable circumstances and who dream of a new life with great promise. Although even in the U.S., that bright future is not always guaranteed, 1951 has created a viable and successful pathway to achieve it, while along the way, creating a sense of community and acceptance. Congratulations to the 1951 Coffee Company, and thank you for all that you do.
Hi, my name is Doug Hewitt. I'm the co-founder and CEO of 1951 Coffee Company. 1951 Coffee Company, we work with refugees, welcoming them into the Bay Area and providing them with free barista training, helping them find jobs in the coffee industry. Since 2016, we've trained over 225 refugees, helping them find jobs in over 44 different cafes here in the Bay Area. We work with refugees from over 35 different countries. And at our height, prior to the pandemic, we had 3 cafes operating, 2 in Berkeley, 1 in Oakland, and employed 25 people at our cafes. I came to this work having met someone at a cafe once, working in the coffee industry. He was from East Africa, from Eritrea, and he told me his story about coming to the United States, fleeing Eritrea, going into Sudan, walking across the Sahara Desert into Libya, and then making his way up to the Mediterranean, trying twice to cross the Mediterranean. But, his boat sank, the challenges that he faced in coming to this country, and eventually making it to Mexico, making it across the border into Texas, before eventually applying for asylum here in the San Francisco Bay Area. His story captivated me and really changed the way that I was going about my life and the direction that I wanted to take. Began working a few years later at the International Rescue Committee in Oakland, helping refugees find jobs, and saw the challenges that people faced in securing really meaningful, dignified employment here in the Bay Area. Had worked in the coffee industry before. I thought about, it'd be a great idea to create something that would provide refugees with a better first job here in the Bay Area. And so in 2015, I left that job, started a training program in 2016. 2017, we opened our first cafe. And today, our goals moving forward, the last few years have been really, really difficult, especially 2020. But we know that with an administration change at the federal government level, that there'll be a renewed focus on welcoming refugees, and asylum seekers here to the Bay Area will be really, really important. We know finding that first job is essential. And so that's where we're headed. We want to continue to provide with you those jobs that can welcome refugees into our community. So I'd like to say a special thanks to the Alameda County Board of Supervisors for recognizing the work that we do, for our staff, and of course, for our supporters. Thank you.
Congratulations again to 1951 Coffee. Wow, what an evening it has been. I'd like to thank my fellow commissioners with a special shout out to the Community Engagement Committee for making this event happen. So thank you.
At this time, I would like to thank all of those who were able to view this event, and we sincerely appreciate you being here with us this evening. Specifically, we would like to thank the supervisors, the awardees, the county for their support, the Human Relations Commission, and the Human Relations Commission Subcommittee that worked so hard to put this event on. Thank you again. Please continue to stay safe and to stay vigilant in these trying times, and have a good night.